Fine. Let me start off with the session. Okay. So I hope you have marked your attendance. If not, this link will be live till the end of the session. You can mark your attendance, right? So it's day 2 attendance. And as I asked you, what are the three major topics that we learned yesterday? I'll be just giving you or briefing you this, and then we will continue, right? So yesterday we saw first the definition of software testing. Okay, then we saw how to write test case, and the third important is the bug life cycle. So these were the three main topics that we learned yesterday, right? So other things we discussed like study material, right? So study material available here. I gave you some links of my blogs like scriptinglogic.com, then scriptinglogic.in, right? So these are the some sites where you can have study material available. I also told you about my YouTube channel. So many of you have already subscribed to my YouTube channel. So youtube.com/Amol Uzagare. If you have still not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to get more informative videos related to technology, your career guidance, right? So today we are going to learn, actually today's topic is Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so Selenium WebDriver. So what is Selenium WebDriver? It is, we say, automation testing tool. So let's just recap what we talked about the automation yesterday. So let me just go to the slide and yes. So what is automation? So yesterday we discussed that what is automation. So automation is something that all those activities, those are done without the human intervention, right? So human is not present, a machine does some activities for you. Okay, so we saw some examples as well. Examples are like washing machine. Earlier we used to uh, wash the cloth manually. Now we have washing machine and this is automation. Another example was food processor. Earlier we used to cut the fruits or vegetables with the help of knife manually. Now we have a food processor. Next example is oven. Earlier we used to cook the food on the gas manually. Now we have oven and this is automation. Another example is that earlier we used to twist up the spices manually like this, but now we have mixer and this is automation, right? Yesterday we saw one login page and we tested that. We wrote some test cases for it, right? So let me just find it. Test cases, do I have Excel? Okay, I'm just opening the yesterday's Excel sheet. Yes, it is. Here it is. So yesterday we saw that uh, here we wrote two test cases to test a web application, a login page, right? So the login page was this, or you may choose any login page. So I have this login page. So here this is a login page. Here we opened this website manually, then we entered the username, we entered the password, then we clicked on login button. manually. Everything we have done manually. We observed that I landed on the dashboard and I say that this test is passed because upon entering the correct username and correct password, I am able to land on the dashboard. So my test is passed. So all these activities that we have done, everything it was manually, right? Everything we did, everything was manually. So today we are going to see how these things are getting done with the help of automation, right? So earlier, just now we saw some live examples of automation. So we have Selenium WebDriver, a tool for automation. Just like this, for piecing up the spices, we have a tool mixer, right? Cooking the food, we have a tool oven. Then cutting the fruits or vegetables, we have this tool food processor. For washing the clothes, we have this tool washing machine, right? So similarly, testing the web applications, we have this tool Selenium WebDriver, right? So actually Selenium can test the web applications only. So yesterday we saw there are three types of softwares. One is window based software, second is web based softwares, and third one we saw that window based but online. Yes. So out of which Selenium can only test the web based application. So make sure, so remember this. So Selenium can test only these softwares, that is web based applications, right? So now what is a Selenium? So when I say a tool, right? So what when I say a tool, many times something comes in our mind. A tool means certain software like this. For example, when I say Selenium is a tool, then there might be a picture in your mind that there must be a software, right? So software, there it will have some buttons or some features, and we need to learn. And after learning these features, we will use this and automate the softwares and automate the tests, right? But actually it is not like that. Of course it is a tool, but in order to use or implement this, we are going to write a simple Java programs, right? So to implement automation with the help of Selenium, we need to write some Java code, right? So some people have started scaring about this. I'm talking about code. So don't worry, as I said yesterday, we don't need to be expert programmer in order to implement any automation framework. Just the basic knowledge is enough. And I am assuring you today, not a single word if you know from Java, you will understand each and everything that I am going to demonstrate you today. right? This is my promise. You may or may not know the Java, but you will be able to understand whatever I am doing today. That's my promise. Okay. So before that, we will start with some stories. So every software name is having some stories, right? So why the name Selenium? So Selenium is having also a story. So Selenium was invented by this person. His name is Jason Huggins in 2004. He was working in ThoughtWorks, right? So just like Java and Hadoop, and there are so many other technologies have their own names, and those names have some story behind it. You might have heard the story behind Java. Actually, so many people tell this story in different ways. What I heard is that the inventors of Java were drinking a coffee somewhere at some place, and actually we called the root of coffee tree as a Java. So this name was connected with the language Java, right? So because of the coffee, you see here the coffee sign is there in the icon, right? So because of the coffee root, the root of the coffee tree is having a name Java, so the name Java is given to this language. Another one is Hadoop. I heard a story about Hadoop. So many people again tell different story. Means same story might be in the different way. I heard from some people that the one who invented the Hadoop, he had uh, his his uh, his son has this pet, right? Or some people say that this was a toy that was looking like this elephant, and its name was Hadoop. Some people say that uh, just just like we say to the dog, like in Marathi we say had. So uh, the inventor's son um, was saying something same like to his pet, like Hadoop, right? So this name was connected with this technology Hadoop. So this is again another story. I don't know how much is true, right? But you will find the different stories over the internet. Of course, some of the stories might be true. So now, similarly, uh, how the name Selenium is connected with this automation framework. So let me take you back to the 12th. So many of you people have a science as a background, and you might have learned this periodicity of elements, right? So don't worry, I'm not going to explain each and everything, and I'm not going to uh, uh, I'm not going to disturb you because of this, right? So I just want to have a look at this. So this is a periodicity of an element. It contains so many elements like oxygen, hydrogen, copper, nickel. So many elements are there. Those are stored based on their atomic numbers, and they have their some atomic weight and properties and everything that we study in chemistry, right? So don't worry even if you don't remember anything. This is not at all useful. So some elements like helium, oxygen, nitrogen, selenium is also one of the element from this periodicity, right? So do you know the mercury? Mercury actually uh, is in the liquid form, right? So in thermometer you might have seen this, or in old BP checking tool you might have seen this, right? So now QTP and UFT, just a little bit another topic or another subject. QTP or UFT, this is again an automation tool, and it was owned by it was owned by HP, right? And the Selenium is its competitor. So why? We are soon going to know this. So QTP or UFT is paid and Selenium is free, right? This is the reason QTP or UFT are the competitors of Selenium. So now why it is related with us? So now how it is related with that periodicity? So QTP is actually invented by the HP company. HP company you might have known. And this HP company has the previous name Mercury. Okay. So just now we were talking about the mercury that you might have seen in the thermometer or the BP checking tool, right? So you know that actually the mercury and the selenium both are in this periodicity here. This is mercury, this is selenium. Okay, and this mercury is very much poisonous thing, right? If you take it internally, there could be a threat to your life, right? But if you give selenium supplement, it can save your life, right? So it was actually a joke made by Jason Huggins in his email that you can cure mercury poisoning by taking selenium supplement, right? You can see the mercury was the competitor of selenium, and this was the joke made by Jason Huggins in his email that you can cure mercury poisoning by taking the selenium supplement. So because of this, the name selenium was connected with this automation framework, right? So Jason Huggins is the inventor of this selenium, and it is founded in 2004. Okay, so now we will start off with our topic, selenium WebDriver. As I said, it is a tool, but it is not a software that we are going to download and install and we will see the feature of it, right? So we are going to do some Java programs simply, right? So here we are going to see how to download and configure selenium, then the demonstration of login page, complete automation, right? Okay, so just to implement, we will just list down or note down what are the things that we need. You should have Java installed on your machine, Java most probably 1.8. Then one of the IDE, either Eclipse, so many people have know this, Eclipse, either Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA. So these are actually the tools that we need to have or to set up the selenium, right? So to set up the selenium, we need Java and one of the IDE, right? So Java you can download from the internet. You can simply search for download Java, and you can get it on the official website of the Java, right? So you can go to the Java, and here by default it is version 8. So you can download here, click here, Java download, say agree and start free download, and it will be downloaded to your machine. So as I already have, I'm not going to download this, right? So once it is downloaded, you click on this and say next, 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 and it will be installed, right? So just in case if you have problem to download on or and install the Java, you can mail me. I'll guide you for this. You may mail me Amol at scriptinglogic.com, and I'll help you out for installing the Java. Actually, Java installation is quite a common thing. So many people have Java in their syllabus in their BCA, MCA, or engineering. So I'm just not touching that. It could take some time, right? So you can simply download the Java from this, right? You should have actually JDK downloaded, right? So you may get several helps or several uh, if you just or simply if you just Google it, how to install Java, you will find several articles how to download and install Java. This is the official page of Java itself. Here also you can see how to download and install the Java, right? So you can download and install the Java. So as I already installed, I'm not installing it. So second thing you need is you should either have Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA. This also you can get it from the net. So for Eclipse, let's say Eclipse download. Search on the Google Eclipse download. So this is the link for Eclipse, right? So I'm going to give all the links in the description, don't worry. So this is for Java. So let me just put it in this notepad. So for Java, this is the link. Then for Eclipse, let me just okay, so here it is, Eclipse. So based on your operating system, it will automatically come like this. So with my operating system is Windows, so the window based setup file with 64-bit has come here, right? So based on your operating system, accordingly the setup will come. Again, if you have any issues, you can mail me. I'll try my level best to help you out, right? So this is for downloading the Eclipse. So either you can have Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA, either of this, whichever you like. This Eclipse is free. IntelliJ IDEA is also free, but its enterprise edition is paid, right? So you can use the community edition of this IntelliJ IDEA, and Eclipse is totally free. But I like this IntelliJ IDEA because you get suggestions so much fast, right? So I'll also show you where the IntelliJ IDEA is. IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, so you can go to the download of it, and now okay, so you can download the community edition of it, right? So you can simply go to this link and download the community edition. Download the community edition. So this file is quite important, so I'll save this. Let's say day 2 webinar download links. Okay, so now you download these setups and install it, right? So I have already installed it, so I'm not going to install it again, right? So installation part is very simple. Just download and click next, everything will be installed, right? So if you still have any issues, you can mail me, I'll help you out. Okay, so now it is installed. So I will start off with the IntelliJ IDEA. So IntelliJ IDEA is there. After installation, you will see this inside your program. So the IntelliJ IDEA is getting opened. Yes, so actually I have installed it so many times back, so you might observe that there are so many codes or so many files are present here. But when you will first install it, download and install it, you will get some other UI, or there will be some nothing will be here, and you will find most probably blank, right? So what you will do is you will go to this file and new project, right? So file, new project. So I'm creating a project. So as my Java JDK is installed, it is speaking directly. Now I'll click next. Again next. Give some name to the project. Let's say webinar day 2. Okay, and say finish. Okay, so now this project is open. Now you see everything is cleaned up, right? So nothing is there. This is a fresh new project, right? So here there is SRC, And if you have used Eclipse sometimes, you might have observed that src is there in Eclipse as well, right? So you can right click here and say new Java class and create a Java program, and you can start programming there, right? So now this is not it. We need to do something more. So I'll right click here and say new directory. So I'm going to create a new directory and I'll say lib, L-I-B. Okay, so this is lib. This is actually the directory where I'm going to store all the libraries, right? So all the libraries are going to stored into this folder, right? So I'll put some notes for you and I'll share this notepad file with you. So what I've done, first install Java, then install it, either IntelliJ IDEA or Eclipse. Okay, then create a new project, then create a directory, name it as lib. So it is not a standard name, you can give any name, but generally for the libraries we give the name lib, right? So now next step is that fifth one, download Selenium jar files from selenium.dev. This is the website, standard website of Selenium. You can download it from here, right? So I'll go to the website selenium.dev. So selenium.dev. Okay, so this website is opened now, and now I'll go here, download, right? So the first link of the download, the red one, click here. Okay, so from here just scroll a little bit and you will find this table. Actually, see, the Selenium is implemented in these different language like Ruby, then Java, then Python and C#, JavaScript. So out of which we are seeing the Java, right? So we are implementing this Selenium in Java. So I'll download the jars from the Java, right? So here you can see the stable version is 3.14. Earlier it was a lesser. 2 years back I used to teach. It was the 2.4 or the other version. So later on you might see the other version here, like 4.0 or something else, right? So even if the version get updated, the core functionality will not change. Everything will remain the same. Okay, so you click on the download here. This download. Don't click this alpha download. Click on this download, and it is getting downloaded, right? So based on your internet speed, it will get downloaded. So I'll let it download, and I'll take the fresh files itself. Although I have already these files on my machine, but you can see this is a zip file. The zip file is downloaded. You can extract this zip file and get the files inside it. So if you extract this file, you can observe there are few files. After extracting this, there are 2 jar files here outside, right? So you copy this. I'm clicking on Control C. So I copied it and I paste it. Right click and paste. Okay, so these 2 files are now here. Now there is one more folder, libs. So you copy all these files and paste it into this lib folder. refactor. Okay, so now the files are here, right? So I'll write a note for you. So sixth one, download jar from files from the selenium.dev into bracket java files, java jars. Okay, copy the copy all the jars present in the zip file after extracting. Okay, and don't miss, please don't miss the files inside the libs, inside the libs folder that is present in the zip file. Okay, so please don't miss the files inside the lib folder that is present in the zip file. Okay, so now you see, as I said, that this Selenium only tests the web applications. Now the web applications are the application those opens in a browser, right? So in order to test any website, you need to first open the browser, right? So which browser to open, right? Now the seventh step is we need a browser driver to decide which browser is to be opened. So there are other ways as well. I'll be showing you the simplest way. So for this, simply download the WebDriver Manager. Download the WebDriver Manager, the latest version. WebDriver Manager, or better I'll say jars of WebDriver Manager. Okay, so I'll search over the Google WebDriver Manager. Let's say WebDriver Manager 3.8.1 is the current latest version. Later on, this version will also be updated, so you may download that, right? So I am opening this tab, right? So I'll put this link in the notes. These are our notes. This is the link. Okay, so download the jars. So when the site is open, here you can see there is a download button. You click on this and automatically the jars will get downloaded. The download will begin in a while. Yes, it is started. It is again a zip file. There will be several files inside this zip folder. You can extract this zip folder or this zip file and you will get several jars, right? So copy all the jars and paste it into the lib, right? Say refactor. Okay, so here it is, the next step. Ninth is extract the zip folder downloaded or zip file downloaded and put all the jar files into our lib folder inside our project. Okay, so I have put this. Now this library is filled up with all the required jar files. Now we need to set this library. Now the next step is setting up the library. Okay, so again the next step will be set up the library. Now observe that the steps that we have done are exactly same, right? So the steps till now are exactly same in Eclipse, right? You need to create new project, you have to create a lib folder, and you have to copy all the files. Just the library setting method will be different, right? Just the library setting will be different, and the rest of all and everything will be same in Eclipse, right? So let us see how to set up the library. I'm writing some steps, and I will also provide you a link where I have already written those steps with screenshots, right? So I'll just open it for you. It is on the same website that I told you yesterday, scriptinglogic.com. Although the screenshot are of old version, but these are applicable to this version also, right? So here it is Selenium and setting up Selenium project. So this link will help you to set up the Selenium project in IntelliJ IDEA, right? So here I have given the steps to set up the library, right? So although the screenshots are old, but you will understand easily, right? So here I am putting the link. Set up the library. How to set up? The description is given here, and also I am demonstrating it you here. So simply you have to right click here, click on open model setting, then uh, say click on library, click on this plus button, click on this Java, then select this lib folder, right? Your project will be highlighted, out of which the lib folder where there are all Java files or jar files, you have to select this and click on OK, say OK, again OK, right? So here you can observe a process is happening. So based on your computer speed, it will be finished early or late, right? So now the library is set, right? So again, library is set now. Library is set and all set. Now we are ready to implement Selenium automation framework. Just a second. Hello. Okay, fine. So now we'll be implementing this Selenium WebDriver. Again, today's problem, some people are complaining it's not visible properly. So let me just change the network. Yeah, it's already changed. See, the resolution you might change the resolution of YouTube. You might see the or visible the things better. And even if you don't see it properly, don't worry. The later on this recording will be available to you. You can revise the same steps, right? As I told yesterday, right? So now we are ready to implement the Selenium. Screen is visible. Okay, so don't worry if you have missed any part, you can revise it later on. So the same video will be there on the YouTube, right? So whatever we are doing, the same video will be there and you can revise it. Just like yesterday also, I have put the video on the YouTube. Many of you people have already got the link, right? So don't worry. uh, now I think we should continue. So now we are ready to implement the Selenium, right? So now what I want to do is I want to open a browser, right? Then I want to set the URL. Then third thing, I want to enter username. Fourth, enter password. Fifth, click on login. Then sixth, yeah, at least we will do up to this. The next steps we will see. So open a browser, right? So there are a few ready-made functions or commands that are available in the Selenium that we are going to use, right? So you just need to remember those commands and you will be able to do these steps, right? So first thing is that opening a browser, right? So let's open a browser. So before that we will create a Java program. So let's give some name. So let's say Selenium demo. Okay, so now public static void main. So in Java you have to write public static void main, public static void main, then string args. So don't worry, for the time being, we just remember inside this class you have to write such a statement, right? So this is the main function, and actually main function is the entry point of your program execution. Actually the program execution will start from the main function, right? So just follow my session, you will understand everything, and just follow these simple steps and you will be able to automate the things, right? So now the first step is I want to open a browser. Open a browser. So here I have written 2/, this is the comment, right? So when I write this 2/, whatever I write on this line, it will not have any effect in the program, right? So now we have to open browser. So just write WebDriver manager, right? You will get suggestions as well. Dot which browser you want to open. If Chrome, Firefox or Internet Explorer, I'll choose Chrome. So just in case if you want to open a Chrome, then select Chrome browser, then say setup. Okay, and the next line you have to write WebDriver is equal to new Chrome driver, right? These are very simple steps, right? Just don't scare to this code. There are very few and fixed commands that you need to remember to implement or do the automation, right? And it will be better if you learn the Java in advance, right? But you don't need to be expert, right? So just focus here, just follow my steps and you will understand how to automate this. So this is going to help us to open the browser. So right click and run this program. And here you will see, yes, the browser is opened. Okay, but it is not maximized. So to maximize, again we have another command, driver.manage.window.maximize. Okay, save this and run this. Okay, so browser is open and it is maximized. So now I want to open a website, right? So open a website, you have a command driver.get. Into the double quotes, write the website name, let's say http:// I say stock.scripting logic.net. Okay, so this step is for maximizing the browser. This is the second step. Here I am maximizing the browser, and in this step I am opening a website. Okay, so right click and run. So browser is open, it is maximized, and it is opening the website, right? So stock.scriptinglogic.net. So it is, you see here the website is open just when I run this program, right? I have not done anything. I have not opened the browser manually. I have not maximized it manually. The URL is also set automatically just after running this program. So now my next purpose is to enter something into this text box of username, then password, and then login, right? So now next step is, fourth step is enter username, right? So in order to enter the username, you must find the username text box first. Okay, just find the username text box. So we have a find element method. So driver dot find element, right? So this is an element. This is an element. We also call it as a web element. Since it is present on this web page, we call it as a web element. And you right click here and click on inspect, right? So you will be able to see the source code of this page. Don't worry if you don't understand this. You simply click on this arrow key. It will be turned into blue. Make sure that this viewing this source code, you must have Chrome with you, right? In other browsers also you can do, but Chrome is quite a better option to find the web elements, right? So I have selected this. Just slightly hover this onto your web element where that you need to find, right? So I've clicked here, and here you can observe that the code is highlighted, right? Its source code is highlighted, and here you can observe there is ID here. So you can find that web element either by ID or by name, right? There are other locators as well, but for the time being we will understand this, how to find the web element with the help of ID. So I'll copy this ID. So I have already said a driver dot find element, let's say by dot ID, and this is the ID. Okay, so as this is a web element, I'll store it into a web element variable, web element web variable. I'll name something to it. So web element spelling is like this. I'll name it like this. Let's say txt username. You can name anything, right? Just in order to make this code readable, I'm using the some user friendly names, right? So this is a text box, so I've taken this as txt username, right? So I have got this web element. Now I have to set the username. So I have a method send keys. So txt username dot send keys, and whatever text that you want to pass, let's say admin, you can write into it. Okay, so now save this, right click and run. Okay, so the browser is opened, and you see the username is entered into the text box, right? So now, okay, so some people are saying that code is not visible, so I'll just change or increase the font size. Now I think it is quite visible, right? Again, I'll tell you that after this session you will get this video and you will be able to review the things, but still you must understand while in the live session as well, right? So I have maximized the code, right? So I think it is quite visible even if your screen resolution is um, you will have even if your screen resolution is less, then you will be able to see the code, right? So just see this code. So these are the simple steps that I have done. This is for opening a browser. WebDriver Manager drive Chrome driver dot setup. So Chrome driver I have used since I want to open the website in the Chrome. You may choose another driver. You can get the suggestion from this. When you type the dot, you will get the suggestion. Then you say WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. So these two lines are enough for opening a browser. So this will help you to open the browser. Then you can see the maximize browser. So this is the line driver.manage.window.maximize. This will help you to maximize the browser, and to open the website we have driver.get. Now to enter into the username we need to find that web element. So here we are finding that web element by ID. So driver.findElement is the method that we are going to use to find the web element. So how to find the web element? Here you can simply right click and say inspect. You will get this window, and you don't worry about this code. You simply click on this arrow and you click on the web element that you need to find. You click on that and you will observe that a code is highlighted here with a navy blue color, and here you can see there will be either ID or a name. So out of which I am choosing the ID and I am copying it, and I say driver.findElement by ID. So I am finding that web element by ID and I am putting the value of it. It is login username. So I am storing this into a web element variable. So web element txt username is equal to driver.findElement by ID login username. Now in order to set the text into it, so txt username dot send key is admin. Okay. So now the next step is I have to do the similar steps to set the password, right? So I'll write, let's say web element txt password is equal to driver dot find element by dot let's say ID. I need to check whether ID is present there or not. Sometimes you may not have ID, you will have to use the name. So here I'll click on this arrow key. I slowly move it to the password field, and here I see I have an ID and the ID is login dash password. So I copy it and put it here, right? So this is my web element, right? So in order to set this text box, I need to write here txt password. Here it is. What happened? So txt password dot send keys, and whatever password you want to enter, you can enter that, right? So now similarly we will find this button first, and to click we have a click method, right? So now I click here and check this. So here you can see I have name here, I don't have ID. So I copy this and web element, let's say button, since it is button I'm using this symbol btn login is equal to driver dot find element by dot name. I have actually instead of ID, so I'm putting this name, right? And now I say btn login dot click. Okay, now our code is ready. I have entered the username, I have entered the password, and I have clicked on the login button, right? So let's run this program. You see, browser is open, it is maximized, website is open, and the username password entered, and we hit on the login button and the dashboard is opened, right? So this is how we automate the login page now. So this is simply a demonstration of the automation of a web page. Now remember here, so this is again not enough, because here we have just automated the things, we have not tested the thing, right? What I said, Web Selenium is a tool that helps us to test the web application. Here we have only automated the web application, we have not tested it, right? So I'll continue the notes. Here it is. So we have done this, right? So after that, next part is testing, right? So automation is done. So let us see how to do test, right? So we will just observe our yesterday's test cases. So here there are test cases. So my objective is to test the functionality of login button for valid username and password. My precondition is login page is available. Then these are the test steps and these are the test inputs. So I think we have done this part with the help of automation, right? So now this is our expected result. We should land up on the home page, and if I see the actual result is the same as that of the expected result, I can say that this test is passed or it is failed, right? So now, so there are several ways to find whether our test is failed or passed, right? So I'll be showing you the easiest way, but before that, let us see how do we judge that this test is passed. You will answer that when I enter this username and password manually and I click on this login button, I can observe this dashboard, right? But this is what you know. How you are going to tell your program that this is the dashboard, right? So with what parameter you judge that this is your required page or this is the correct dashboard, right? So again, there are several things that will help you to judge, right? For example, there is logout button which was not there on the login page. There is this dashboard text which was not there on the login page. The title of this is a dashboard, right? So it was not there on the login page. So earlier when you see this login page, here you can see the page title is different, right? So here when I say here are our notes testing. So criteria of passing the test. There are several criteria. I see login button, logout button, or I see the dashboard text, or I see the page title. Here in our case it is POSNIC dashboard, right? So let us stick to this, right? And we will verify, okay, so whether the test is passed or not. So now you see this is the page title. So after logging into it, admin login, okay, so after logging into it, you can observe that this is the page title, and better I'll find this page title from the source code so that I will not have any spelling mistakes. So I'll copy this from the source code, and this is my expected result, okay. So now I'll put it into a string. This is my code. So after clicking into it, I'll write a string. So let's say string expected. So this is my text generally we store the text in the string variables. So string expected is this, right? So I should get I should check what is the string actual, right? So to get the page title, we have a function. So let me write into the note here. To get the page title, we have method get title, right? Simply if you write this driver dot get title, you will get the title of the web page. So I'll simply keep it here, right? So here I'll get, now you see I have got expected string, I have got actual strings, and we know that if expected and actual are equal, then my test is passed, right? So again, this can be done in two ways. Either you can compare these two strings, right? So to compare the strings, we have a method dot equals. So you can write expected dot equals actual. Okay, what is the spelling? Actual. Okay, so it actually returns true or false. If these two strings are equal, then it will return true, and if these two strings are not equal, it will return false. So I'll write inside this, if this returns true, then system.out.println, let's say test is passed, else I'll say system.out.println test is failed. And prior to this, I'll also print this actual, so system.out.println. So this is actually used for printing the statements, right? So I'll run this program and let's check this. So right click and run. So the browser is open, it is maximized, and the website is about to open. Website is open, and now it is taking some time because of the internet speed. It is still loading. Unless and until this process is finished, the next thing will not happen. Okay, why it is taking so much time? Let me just stop this. Okay, so now here we are landed up on the dashboard. So let us see what is the output of the program. Here you see test is passed, right? So here it is the here the actual result, right? So the expected was POS and I see dashboard, and the actual is actually the same. So expected and actual result are exactly same. So our test is passed, right? So actually in automation we never do like this, right? So this was actually the simple thing that you might get understand, or you might get the reference easily. So actually we have asserts in automation. So I'll also show you that. So assert equals, so these asserts will be from JUnit. So I need to import or set the JUnit as well. So asserts, actually the JUnit is not included. uh, Let me just include it first. @test add JUnit to class path. Okay, okay. So to set the JUnit, you have to write like this @test, and you have to click Alt Enter, right? You have to press the Alt Enter, and you will see org.junit.test. It is now imported, right? So actually we are not seeing the JUnit framework, because of which you might you might observe that this is quite new, but let it be. The JUnit framework is now imported, right? So here I'll say assert equals, and here we say expected comma actual, right? And just in case if you want to put some custom message in case if your test is failed, so you can put it here. We are not on the dashboard. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll intentionally fail this test, right? What I'll do, I'll just put wrong password, and I'll pretend that the given username and passwords are correct, and I'm running this test. Yes, so we are not landed on the dashboard. So here you can see exception in thread main, we are not on the dashboard. Expected was this dashboard, but it is found login to the control panel, right? So I actually have intentionally failed the test case, right? So you may ignore this for the time being if you just don't understand. Just understanding up to this will be enough, right? So this is how we automate the web pages, right? The web applications. So again, there are so many things, so many topics are there in the Selenium. You may go to the website, that is scriptinglogic.com, and you can observe there are several topics here. Here there are several topics you can observe, right? So now, just in case if you are wondering then how to know these Java concepts, right? So it will be better if you know the Java concepts in advance, just in case if you are planning to learn the Selenium. Then again, I'll suggest you to go to my portal, that is scriptinglogic.com, and here there are several topics on the Java, right? So if you go here, here you will see the several topics, and based on these articles, if you just go through it, you will be able to learn this. As well as there are so many videos on YouTube, and as I said yesterday, this is the scriptinglogic.in website. This is again a portal. So just in case if you have signed up it, so the core Java course is also free, right? So you can learn the core Java absolutely free of cost, right? And you can also ask me any questions or query if you have through email, and I'll be happy to answer it, right? So this was all about the automation testing. Again, it was just an introduction. There are several things there in this, right? So I'll be expecting some questions from you, and I'll try to answer it. I'll try my level to answer it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, so I have got first question. The question is from Professor Hanmant Jagtap. So the question is, what is the duration required to learn if core Java is good? Okay, that is again interesting question. So ideally, if your core Java is very good, so 1 month is enough to learn the complete Selenium, right? Okay, Jayashree Jadhav, feedback link you will get tomorrow. By today, just mark your attendance, right? So this attendance form will be visible for the next 15 minutes only, right? So I hope everybody have uh, marked their attendance. So I am here for more few minutes more, or whatever you have any questions, if any. So I'm here for answering. So Sheetal Avte is asking, for Python can we use the same setup? For Python, there will be another setup. Actually, for Python, there are several other IDEs like PyCharm we have, then we have Anaconda, right? So Python is again a best option to learn the Selenium, right? But you need to learn totally different things in Python. It is quite popular as well. Okay, for Python, can we use the same? Okay, that we have done. Which is the good option to use Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA? Harish Chandra Shinde asked this. Uh, you see, again, I like IntelliJ IDEA only, right? Because you might have observed while coding, everything happened so fast. Actually, in Eclipse, it is not like that. You need to remember so many things, right? So suggestions won't come fast in Eclipse. But again, Eclipse is totally free, and the enterprise edition of the IntelliJ IDEA is paid. So just in order to use it in the industry, they need to buy the license. So preferably people use, or in the industry you will observe that the Eclipse is being used. Okay, can you give us practice assignments? Okay, fine, I'll give you practice assignments as well. So this was the question asked by Nidhi. Nidhi, yes, I'll give you some practice assignments. What are the other tools for this? For this, okay, Bhagyashree asked, what are the other tools for this? So other tools, just in case if you are asking me for the automation, so of course there are other tools. The other tools are like UFT, most UFT, that is earlier known as QTP, right? So this is again a good tool. Then again, Professor Hanuman Jagtap is asking, what is Selenium RC? Selenium RC is a remote control. Actually, remote control is not that use, not in use. We use grid mostly, right? So it was the we used to use remote control few years back. So now I don't see remote control is used, right? So it is probably used to run the test from another machine. Why do tester choose Selenium over QTP? Komal Nangre asked this question. Why do testers choose Selenium over QTP? The simple answer to this is Selenium is free, and QTP need for QTP you need to pay, right? Okay, can we use NetBeans? Of course, yes, you can use NetBeans. Professor Jayashree Jadhav said you can use any IDE for um, that can be with the help of which you can do the Java programs, either Eclipse, either NetBeans. But NetBeans is not that popular. I have rarely seen the NetBeans, but yes, you can do in NetBeans. Which types of testing is supported by Selenium? Okay, it's not like that the support, but you see, automation testing is mostly done for the regression. It's the repeated things that you need to do, right? So yesterday I discussed that what is regression. Regression testing is actually to check whether you got any side effect because of the fixing of the bug, right? So just one simple fixing will drag you to test the whole software, right? So testing the whole software repeatedly is again a tedious task. You need so many man hours and manpower. So it is better, actually automation is used to do the regression testing. Okay, so Aarti Wagmare, sir, which tool is best for testing? Selenium, of course. Just in case if you want to automate the web application, Selenium is best. QTP, using QTP or UFT, you can test the desktop applications as well, right? But it is paid. You need to pay a lot of money, right? A lot of amount you need to pay just to use QTP or UFT. Uh, okay, same question as no as common man. Okay. Interface testing can be done with the Selenium. Yes, Sheetal Apte is asking. Interface testing is can be done. We call it as UI testing, right? I also have a UI testing video on YouTube, and uh, in that video I have explained you how to check the color of any web element. So let me just give you the direct link of it. It is, if you simply search colors by Amol Zagre, you might get the video. Color testing, color testing Selenium. Color testing. Ah, yes, here it is. How to verify the colors in the web element. So let me just copy it and let me put it into the live stream. Okay, where there is a chat. I don't see here the chat here. Okay, you can simply go here. You search on this color testing Selenium by Amol Zagre, you will get this link. Okay. Can we use IntelliJ IDEA to run normal Java program? Ashwini Jagdale. Yes, actually the IntelliJ IDEA is meant for the executing Java programs only, right? So whatever I have written here, right, it's in Java only. So you can simply write or create a Java class, let's say hello world, okay, and say public static void main, and say system.out.println and print hello world. This is a simple Java program. So actually it is meant for Java coding only. Right click and run. Just like Eclipse, you can see the output. Here it is. Hello world. Yes, anything else? Let me know. Any question? Any more question? Shall we close this session for today? Okay, I think most of the answers I have given. Okay, which types of testing is supported by Selenium? Okay, just a second. Uh, Let me just check if I missed any question or not. Okay. Which type of testing is supported by Selenium? Professor Hanuman Jagtap sir. Hanuman sir, actually, I have already answered this. Actually, it's not like that. What type of testing is supported by the Selenium? Actually, the automation testing is used to do the regression testing mostly. Regression testing, also this UI testing as well, right? UI testing and regression testing is mostly done with the help of the automation testing. Again, Nidhi is asking any other specific instruction for using Selenium to work on Ubuntu. Right. Uh, okay, this is a good question. Any other specific instruction for using the Selenium to work on Ubuntu? No, everything will be the same. Just you need to download this Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA. So you can, when you will open the download link on the Ubuntu or any other operating system, even in the Mac, so you will get the relevant download file and you will download it and install it. And when you open it, the rest of the procedure is same. Uh, are there any already written code in Selenium for different test cases? No. Swati Jadhav asked this. Are there any already written code in Selenium for different test cases? No, there is no already written code. You need to write it. What are the start point and break point in Selenium? Again, Komal Nangre has a question. Start point and break point in Selenium. Uh, okay, I think you want to ask me when to start testing and when to stop the testing. right? Is that, I think this is your question, when to start the testing and when to stop the testing, right? So actually any kind of automation testing, uh, in any kind of automation testing, we write the test cases just for the future references, right? So when we have any major change into our application, and we need to check because of that change whether it is affected the other part of the application or not, right? So in that case we just simply run the automation, right? So yes, we can say that the starting point is when you get the build fixed, and end point is when you are done with executing all the test cases. Okay, so next question is, what are the types of testing? This is done. Can we use Selenium testing for Android? Okay, this is a good question. Swati Borde. Yes, we can use Selenium testing for Android, and actually we have OPM or APM tool for it, right? So APM tool uses the same Selenium code or Selenium concepts. So we can of course test the Android applications with the help of Selenium. Okay. Can we use IntelliJ IDEA to run normal Java program? This is done. Okay, thanks sir for nice explanation. All questions and nice answer. Thank you. Okay, fine. Uh, I think I've answered so many questions. If you still have any question, I'll again tell you that you can always email me. This is my email ID, amol at scriptinglogic.com. So email me for any query. Email me for any query if you have, right? So again, if you have still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe to get more such videos, right? So I used to put so many videos every week or very frequently, so you will get the notification if you have subscribed to my YouTube channel. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, right, just to get such a informative videos. And again, I'll request you to sign up here. This is free, absolutely free. Scriptinglogic.in. Sign up here and you will get these two free courses, Core Java for beginner and manual testing for beginner, right? So these will be very much helpful to you, these two courses. Okay, so fine, then we'll close this session for today, and we will meet tomorrow at the same time, that is in the noon at 3 o'clock. So thank you very much.